In this video series, we're going to help you learn some basic Lua and Dual Universe. We'll get into some more complicated scripts in later videos, but for learning purposes, we're going to start with something simple. So for this, we're going to set it up so our 4 landing gear on this ship automatically open and close. Like when you're taking off, they'll automatically close. When you're landing, they'll automatically open. Let's go ahead and get started. So to start, we're going to press the B key to go into build mode. And then we're going to grab our link tool. That's number 6 by default. You can change that, but it should be number 6 in your tool belt to start. So now we're going to link these 4 landing gear to our relay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the reason we're using a relay is because it allows us to consolidate multiple links. So instead of using 4 links up for this and writing our script multiple times or anything like that, this allows it so we can keep it all together under one link in the chair or the programming board, but for the simplicity sake of this video, we're just going to link everything to the chair. So now we're going to grab the button. The button is going to control the link. So it's not a button, it's a switch, a manual switch. So we're going to link from the switch to the relay. Make sure you do from the switch to the relay because the switch is controlling the relay. So we want these arrows to be in that direction. Same thing from the chair. Link from the chair to the switch. So now when we press this button, it should automatically close. Those all just closed. If we press it again, they're all opening. What we're going to do is tell the chair, well, we're going to write through Lua how to make it do that automatically. So let's go ahead and jump into the Lua console. So there's a couple ways to do this. You can right click on the chair, go to Advanced, and then edit Lua script, or as it says right here, Control L. I prefer just using Control L, going in and out of there. So now we're in the Lua console. As you can see on the left, we have some links here. Now, I already labeled this when I was testing it, but this would default to slot 4 because this was the 4th slot. So we're going to give it a name, and as you just saw, we're going to use landing gear switch because that's what we're controlling with the Lua. You can name it whatever you want, just make it make sense for the sake of organization. Now we also need a telemeter. Right now it's blacked out. This should be slot 5, but I already went in and did that. So let's go ahead and link the telemeter. So we're going to hit apply at the bottom right. We're going to go down, link from the telemeter to the chair. Control L again to go back in. And now you can see it came up as telemeter. Now the more things you link, it's going to link these other slots, which you'll have to name to use. But right now for this, we're just using the landing gear switch and the telemeter. So let's jump into system. Now there's a few different things we can do here. For the simplicity of just learning and getting started, we're going to jump into system. And there's a bunch of default filters, all your controls and whatnot. We're going to create a new one. Add filter. Select event. So this is going to give us different filter options. The start option is, hey, what's going to run when you sit in your chair? Stop option, hey, what's going to stop or what's going to happen when you get out of the chair when it starts and stops. For this, we're just using flush because that's going to continuously check our script as we're in it. So let's go ahead and write our script. So let's write this as simple as possible. We're going to write an if-else statement. Now, if you're wondering what is an if-else statement, what is a function, what's a variable, check out online any basic Lua videos that you can find. I'm just trying to show you some cool stuff to help get you started in Dual. So let's write our if-else statement. If telemeter dot get distance. So telemeter, we're calling the telemeter. Get distance is a function that we can use with telemeter. Now you might be wondering, where did we get that? So let's press apply to save, press F1. That's going to bring us to our codex. I searched telemeter up here, telemeter, and this is going to show us different functions for different elements. There's many different ones depending on the element you're calling. For the telemeter, we're going to use get distance because we want the landing gear to go up when you're above a certain distance, or when you're landing and below a certain distance, it's going to go down. Get distance returns the distance to the first obstacle in front of the telemeter. Let's close out of this. Control L, back into the console. System, flush, that's what we already started. So if telemeter.getDistance, then we're going to tell it landing gear switch, that's the name of our switch that we have connected to our landing gears, dot activate. Again, where did we get this dot activate? Let's look once more. Apply at the bottom right, F1. We're going to search for the switch, manual switch unit. We have activate, turns the switch on. Deactivate, turns the switch off. Those are the two that we're going to be using for this script. Close out of this, Control L, System, Flush, and we're back in here. So we're going to say if telemeter.getDistance, then activate the landing gear switch. Else, so what's going to happen other than that? It's going to deactivate. So landing gear switch dot deactivate. End. We're going to end the statement. Now we have to tell it because we told it, if telemeter.getDistance. We didn't tell it to check what distance. So we got to add that. So we're going to say is less than, we'll call it 20 meters. I think the telemeter goes between 0 and 100. So we're going to say if it's less than 20 and telemeter.getDistance is greater than 0. So that is our script. Now there's some things we could do here to clean it up. I'm going to move this down and create a variable. Local obstacle down equals, I'm going to grab this and place it in there. So now I can just call obstacle down. It's a lot easier and cleaner in case I want to reuse this elsewhere in this script if I continue adding to this. Also keep in mind, this is for the landing gear, but you can also add doors, like on bigger ships with doors, if you want them to activate or deactivate when you take off and land. Just link them to the same relay or create a separate relay and call that as well. But for now, we're just going to do the landing gear. So let's test this out. Let's hit apply to save this. Let's sit in the chair. Let's cross our fingers. Let's press insert. And let's press space to go up and see. Awesome. So they went up. And now if we're landing, as we come down, they they came out by themselves. Sweet. So let's look at one more thing we can do real quick, just for testing purposes. It's Control L, System, Flush. Let's add to this a system.print, and let's system.print telemeter.getDistance. This is a great way to test your code to learn what things do. So let's press apply. And let's press enter to get into our console, our Lua console, right here. Console, it's going to show us the distance that it's running. So let's get in the seat. Alright, to test it out, let's press insert to go into third person. Let's go up. And you can see on the bottom left what the telemeter's reading. We're at 34 now. And if we go down, they should come back on. Yep. So the landing gear dropped. Awesome. So let's go up. They should raise, and then so if you're flying around, and let's go land. The landing gear should automatically Go down. Sweet. And I'll show you in another video how to make those boosters go a little smoother, and you'll be able to toggle them and things like that. But for now, we were able to get our landing gear to automatically go up and down when landing and taking off.